Hello. So, what I'm doing today, I'm making a start on, I think it's an A5 Notebook Folio, and as you might guess, it's an Ann Melvin Positively Papercraft design that I'm following. So what I'm going to start off doing is cutting my grey board, and I need two pieces that are 9 by 6.5. I only keep this trimmer now for cutting grey board. I don't cut anything else with this. Just because I struggle to get the blades, or these kind of blades I'm not keen on anyway, because they can feather your paper if you're using this on card or paper. For me, they're not the best for that. But they are quite good at cutting grey board. So I'm going to cut two pieces of grey board, 9 by 6.5. There we go, we're at 9. I'll just go over it several times. And lift that up. I have these massive pieces of grey board and they're a bit hard to manoeuvre. Anyway, so this was the first cut. I'm going to turn it over and cut it at 9 again, and hopefully go through the same score line. So we'll just line that up to 9 again. And cut. And there we go. So I'm going to do the other pieces and then I'll be back with you. Okay, so these are my main three pieces for the body of the book. That's, the outside pieces. So I've got two pieces of grey board that are 9 by 6.5, and one piece for the spine that is 9 by 1. Now what I've also done to cover the outside of the folio, I've taken, because these pieces are going to be too wide when they're set out for one piece of 12 by 12 paper, I've taken two. And the measurements that you need are two pieces of pattern paper 11 by 12, and what I've done is just joined them in the middle just with one piece of tape. So I'm going to get tape on my grey board, and then I'll come back to you and just show you a bit of me covering the book. So when you're doing these little corners, the corners of your book, let me see if I can do this without getting my big fat hands in the way. You need to just push that paper in. Just push it down and push it in, so that hopefully you will form a nice corner on each side without having any bit of the chipboard sticking out. So you just need to press it down and press it inwards, and that should fully cover your corner. Right, so we'll just take these 2 bits of tape off. I ran out of tape halfway through, so I've opened a new one. I'll just get rid of that bit. And that, and make sure they're down and in. And then again, just train your paper to be going over. And start in the middle, give it a good press down in the middle, and then work your way out to the sides. And what you should see is that you've got a good corner without any of the chipboard showing. Where are we? There. So we'll just do the same on the other side. Just remove the tape, and as per usual, I neglected to put on my readers. I'll just finish this bit, then I'll go and get them. Right, just train the paper to come over, and then we can press it down in the middle and work our way out to the edges. Okay, so that's the book outside covered, and again, just play around with it, take your time and just ease it up and down just to get the paper used to moving around and not splitting. And that's the outside cover of our book. Now we have got the join there, but you know, I don't think it's that bad. But if you want a bigger notebook, unless you've got like A3 paper that will go across that way, you just have to join them and live with it basically. But it looks okay. I don't think that's going to be a problem. And you could even decorate it so just to cover that join. It's up to yourself. Now I'm just going to find some paper just to cover the inside. And just to cover the inside of the folio, so we've got the outside there, and just to cover the inside we've got 2 pieces of paper that I'm just using plain for the inside, and these both measure 6 1/4 by 8 3/4. So that's those. And then for just to cover the spine as well, I've just gone for a piece of paper that is 8 3/4 by 2. Okay, so I'm going to stick this down now. Okay, so to go in this A5 Notebook Folio, I've just got just a plain notebook that is A5 size, and I'm going to cover it with the same paper as on the outside, and I've just measured it at 5 7/8 by the full 12 inches for this, and that will just cover the notebook like that. So I'm just going to stick that down. Okay, and I will use my trusty collal for this one. Just on this back piece where it's going to cover the back of the notebook. Okay, so all I did was just bend it around the notebook and then just flattened it out with a bone folder, just so that it will stay in position, and then just going to pop the notebook over the top. Just make sure that's straight. And then that will fold down and cover over the notebook. There we go. So you've got a covered notebook now to go, which will go into a pocket that I'm going to put on this side, and then that will just sit in there. So basically, what you need is a notebook with like quite a strong backing, like either cardboard, chipboard, whatever it is on the back, just so that it's nice and sturdy and will sit in a pocket and not go sliding about. Okay, so that's the front of my notebook. Okay, to make the pocket for the notepad to sit in, I need a piece of card, and I'm going with this, this is quite thick navy blue card, just to keep the blue theme. So I'm going to cut that at, let me see, what did I write down? The notepad, 7 3/8 by 6 3/4. So do the 7 and 1 2 3/8 by 6 3/4. Okay, that's that pocket. And what I need to do is score on the long side 1/2 inch on each side. So that's a 7 3/8, and we're going to score at 1/2 inch on both sides. Just turn that around so we get an equal 1/2 inch on both sides. Except that that one isn't. What did I do there? Oh blimey, I need 1/2 inch, not 3/8. See, this is why I don't do anything like tutorials, because I'm rubbish at it. Anyway, that will be behind, so you won't see that little faux pas. And I'll just get that scoreboard out of the way, just burnish those sides. Make sure I burnish the right one on this side. And so what's going to happen is that's going to sit in like that, and then the notepad will sit into there. And and it'll be well held because it's quite a deep pocket. Okay, I'll just put tape on this and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so I've just put my tape down the tabs at each side, the 1/2 inch tabs, and I've also put a piece of tape down the bottom just to hold it securely, and so my pad won't come flying out the bottom. Okay, let's just remove the bottom tape. I've also just wedged in at the top and at the bottom so that, you know, it just makes it a proper tab shape. Okay, so if we just fold that over, they will stick to the bottom bit, so that will hold them, whilst I remove the rest of the tape and then hopefully stick it down in a nice straight manner. But we'll see. Okay, remove that tape, and then we want to line it up and get it in the nice straight line. That's that side down, get off me, and that's that side down. Now, I'm not going to decorate this because it is just a pocket. And that's another reason why I tend not to do too many tutorials or long videos, because I get disturbed every 2 minutes. And is it just me, or are delivery drivers getting ruder every time they knock? Now I've gelled my hands. Okay, so I've popped the pocket in. Now let's just see, now that I've covered this, let's just see if we can get this to slide in without too much trouble. There we go. So that's the notebook in that side. Okay, and it's just shorter than the outside of the notebook, so there we go. That's our notebook. And I'll get on with doing this side. We're going to have another little pocket on this side, I think. Okay, so for the little pocket for the left hand side of the folio, I've got a piece that is 8 1/4 by 4 1/8, and this is basically the, like the cut off bit, so there's no waste. It's cut off from when I did that pocket, so there's no waste with this one, which is always a good thing. And what I'm going to do, score on the long side at a 1/2 inch and 1 inch on each side. Make sure I get the right 1/2 inch this time. So 1/2 inch and 1 inch on that side. Just flip it round and do 1/2 inch and 1 inch on the opposite side. And then on the short side, just score at 1/2 inch. So we've got the short side there, and we're just going to score down 1/2 inch. Okay, so then you end up with your score marks like that. 1/2 and 1, 1/2 and 1, and then the 1/2 inch on the bottom. And where you can see the two little, this is the bottom side, where you can see the two little squares, they're going to come out because we don't need them, so I'm just going to, see what I mean? Interruptions every 2 minutes. They can wait for a sec, and then just tab those out like that, and the same on the other side. And here comes my nephew. I can hear him screaming down the street at me. He only lives up the road and he calls in every day to get a little treat on his way to school. So I'm going to put you on pause while I go and deal with him, and I'll see you back in a minute. So, after another interruption, I've made my little pocket for this side of the folio, but very stupidly, you see what it is, it's going to be on like a little concertina, and you know, very stupidly I put the tape on that side rather than that side to stick it down. So to spare me blushes, I've just covered that tape with some of the pattern paper and just covered the front of this pocket as well. So I'm going to get this stuck down, and then that will be the main bit of the folio done. Where are we? I've lost me thingy. Okay, so we'll just take these tapes off, and then we can get this stuck down into the folio. And that's the main bit done really. Then you just got to decide, oh for goodness sake, shush! Then you've just got to decide whether you want to decorate it anymore or put anything on it. So I'm just going to pop that in the bottom flap, then just edge that over so that hopefully it'll stick down enough to give me time to see where I want everything. Probably won't. Oh, more stuck to it. Right, let's get this in. So, just going to line it up at the bottom and get that stuck down, then stick the other side down, give it a good press, a good burnish, and then that's stuck there. I've put the thumb hole in already, and this will make quite a wide enough pocket, like an accordion type thing, so that, you know, for whatever you're going to use this for, you can pop things in. That's the main bit of the book done. I might put a bit of a decoration up here, but that's the main bit done, and then I'll put something on the front. I'll come back to you when I've done that and show you the finished article. Okay, so I do apologise for all these interruptions. You probably won't notice it because, you know, obviously I'm going to edit this video, but it's such a nuisance when you're trying to get on with things. Anyhow, stop moaning, Diane. So this is just, you know, it's such a quick and easy folio. It'd make a lovely gift to give to somebody. For a much better, I have to say, a much better tutorial video, do go along to Ann Melvin's video if you want to make one of these, because, you know, they are lovely for, you know, Christmas is coming up, and they would make nice gifts, you know, for students, for anybody really. I have something similar to this, and I use my notebook, you know, for taking notes when I'm watching a video. If I'm already crafting, if I'm watching a video, like Ashley's for example, when I was watching her Christmas series, the 31 Days of Christmas, and I would just have this by my side and just jot little notes in for things that, you know, I wanted to make or that I was particularly interested in, little notes and measurements and things like that. So they do come in very handy. And then of course you can keep anything you want in the pocket. So, you know, I think they make lovely gifts. But as I say, Ann's tutorial on Positively Papercraft will be much better than anything I can do. Okay, so this is more or less the finished article. I'm not going to do too much more to it. Let me just make sure that camera's okay. Okay, and then you can see. Okay, so that's it finished. It's really not taken long at all. It's one of the easier projects that you can do. And I've just decorated it with, I used a die to make like a silver holographic doily. Just put the word notes in there, a bit of foliage with a couple of the enamel dots, and then when you open it, on this side I've just decorated it very plainly with a little circle, and in this pocket I've just put a set of 4 little note cards for whoever this goes to, can just do what they want with those. Maybe even, you know, use them as just a note card, or even, you know, a little birthday card or something that goes out with Happy Mail, anything like that. And then I put a little pen holder that I'm not going to pull that out because it's still drying and I don't want to disturb it too much. So, and then as you know, on this side there is just a plain notebook, and so that's the finished article. I'm not going to do too much more, as I say, because whoever gets this can, you know, add little bits to it if they want or anything like that. So that's the little A5 Notebook Folio. I hope you like it, and thank you very much for joining me today. Bye bye.